still worthwhile for me to do. So what is it? So does anybody have anything that comes up their mind? Something that you really want to do, haven't done, but still worthwhile for you to do. All right, yes?
I really want to become a bike tour.
You what?
I want to do a bike tour.
Oh, you've been wanting to do a bike tour for many years. Awesome, awesome. Thank you. Yeah?
Yeah, I actually wanted to do the same thing you did, to go to Japan with your bicycle.
Awesome, awesome, cool, awesome. Well, my answer was to actually tour around Japan. Actually, I didn't really think about bike tour because I don't have any experience. I don't know how to do these long distance bike tour things. But I love Japan. I've always wanted to explore Japan. I mean, just look at these pictures I got. Oh my god. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Look at this. Oh my god, so cool. And so I was trying to find out the best way that I can experience Japan. At the same time, do it affordably because Japan is not cheap. And so when I was thinking about it, and this guy named Tom Allen popped up my head. I met this guy, Tom Allen, the year before in the US, and he's from the UK. And he cycled across Europe, met a pretty girl, made a documentary about it without any experience. So I was like, hey, if Tom can do it, why can't I? So that's when I got really, really excited, but then the buts come in. Oh, but, oh no. What if, well, I don't know anything about bicycle. I don't even know how to fix a flat tire. I don't know anything about bicycle. Or what if some Yakuza come like, take down my tent and like, trying to beat me up and want my money from me. So I was just, imagining stuff in my head. But bike touring is actually very, very simple. When you ride, you just ride. And when you're tired, what do? You rest. You sit down. And when you're ready, what do? No, you jump around a little bit first. And then you ride. You ride some more. And when you're tired, you rest. That's what bike touring is, really. Very, very simple. And it's usually what we imagine in our head that stops us from taking action. And it's usually, almost always, never as bad as reality. For example, no Yakuza bugged me. Nobody ever bugged me, actually. People are more curious about what am I doing. Riding a bicycle, camping in the park, what am I doing, People are more curious and interested about me than to cause me trouble. And if you don't know anything about bicycle, don't know how to fix a tire, what do? What do we do? Google it! Oh my gosh! So, the final thing that pushed me over the edge was, if not now, when? And I knew that if I don't do it, I would regret it for the rest of my life, because I've been thinking about it for 10 plus years. 10 plus years. So, I bought a ticket, flew to Japan in March, cycled around Kyushu once. This island here is called Kyushu. I'll talk a little bit more about Kyushu later. So I cycled around Kyushu once, and went all the way to Tokyo for 3,931 kilometers.
Wow.
It was a cool ride. It was an amazing, amazing ride. So there are 3 major benefits that I got from it. I mean, there are many benefits, of course. I'm just going to squeeze in just 3 really quick. The first one is I'm in the best shape of my life. I wish I could show you my legs now. Very, very sexy. Well, you'd be surprised. We always underestimate how fast our body can adapt to things. So my body, once I get used to it, it got easier and easier and easier, and then I actually got used to it really fast. And like in a week, I got used to just cycling every day. So it's really, we always underestimate it. So you'd be surprised how fast your body can adapt to the environment around you. So that's one major benefit, best shape of my life. Number 2, you discover hidden treasures that other tourists never find. I'll argue that you will find even more stuff than people traveling by the car. Because when you're riding on a bicycle, you talk to a lot of people more. Well, you gotta learn Japanese first, actually. A little bit, just some basic Japanese. If you can hold like maybe a 5 to 10 minute conversation, you can talk to anybody. And so many people came up to me just to talk to me, and what I'm doing, they know that I'm not from there. And so what I do is I ask them, hey, where is the good place to go? Where is the next place to go? When I was in Kyushu, when I was pointing the island from the bottom, I was basically going from hot spring to hot spring to hot spring. What that means is I cycle all day, I get tired, I get to a hot spring, I shower, and I relax in the hot spring. So I was doing hot spring hopping from one to the other. And then I found this one by the ocean because somebody told me about it. And it was amazing. Nobody was there. I had it pretty much all to myself. That's why I can take these pictures. Your camera's not allowed in these places. But I had it all to myself, and it was beautiful, amazing. So that's number 2 major benefit. Number 3 is quality time for myself. In today's world, we are always connected. But what really is that we're really distracted. Facebook, email, Google, and on top of that, we gotta deal with everyday's chaos. Like, you gotta work, you gotta deal with your family, friends, kids. So I didn't really have quality time for myself. And so what was I saying? Quality time for myself. Yes. So the quality time that I have for myself, I get to reflect on the questions that are important to my life. For example, did I make the right choice to separate with Julia? Okay, that didn't work out. What kind of woman do I want to be with? What kind of man am I inspired to be? What is a life worth living for me? So during this trip, I had quality time for myself so I could reflect on these important questions for me. So that was the best benefit that I had. And I'm going to share with you guys the 5 lessons that I got after I go over how you can tour around Japan on a budget. Anybody want to know? Can I get a yay?
Yeah!
Hey! Alright, good. Oh, okay. So when you're traveling to any country, there are 3 major costs. Okay? Accommodation, someplace to sleep and shower. Transportation, getting there and getting around. And food, and let's not talk about drinks, okay? So these are the
I don't drink.
Sorry, I looked at you. So these are the 3 major costs when you're traveling anywhere in the world. So the first cost, some place to sleep. Oh man, PowerPoint and Keynote they're not really friends. A place to sleep. So I invite you should bring a tent. Because this is freedom for me. When I see this picture, my bike in my camp, this is freedom. I can pretty much camp anywhere. So how do you camp in a city though? Okay, so a lot of people ask me this question. So how do you camp in a city in Japan? So this is what you do. It's very, very simple. You go on a map. This is the map, part of the map of Osaka. Okay? You look at the green spots, and you look for the parks. So the circle spots are the parks, okay? So what do you do there? You ride your bicycle there, and then what do? You find a bush between some trees, and then you camp like a ninja. Can you see my tent there? I don't know if you can see. Can you see? Yes. See, you can barely see it. It's pretty good, huh? So as long as you go at nighttime, and you don't cause any trouble, and as long as you're not camping like in the middle of the green field, and you leave early in the morning, nobody's going to bother you. No Yakuza, nobody. Let me go back to Yakuza real quick. I was thinking, when I was there, I was like, why would a Yakuza come to the park in the middle of the night, cold night, to bother a foreigner on a bicycle? They probably had better things to do, right? It's pretty crazy. So, that's about it. You find a bush under some trees and you camp. Number 2. Transportation. Of course, you gotta fly there. I mean, there's nothing we can do flying there. Hopefully you can just find some budget airline and fly there. And then, you want to do a bike tour, you need a bike. Exactly. So you just ride around. The only thing that I need to say about riding in Japan is that it's different from Europe. You can't bring your bike on the train. So if you want to bring your bike on the train, you need to put it in a bicycle bag. You need to take it apart. It's really troublesome. I've never done it myself. So when you're riding in Japan, you just ride to different places or take the ferry. So these are two options. And when you have the bike, it's free. Transportation is free. And food. Oh, anybody like Japanese food here? Oh my God, Japanese food. So I highly recommend you save some cash for some good Japanese food. But if you're on a budget, this is what you can do. Go to the local supermarket. They all have some food area. And look at this thing here. $5.13. Pretty good, right? It's not bad, right? And the food is decent. And if you go after 6 p.m. or 7 p.m., discount, 20% discount. Look at that. $3.79. Look at that. Oh my God. Jesus. I think a lot of people want to go there right now. I do. I want to eat some right now. Jeez. So, and if you can't find a local supermarket, there are convenience stores like this everywhere. So you don't need to bring cooking stove or cooking equipment, anything like that. You just buy food like this. And the last thing that I'm going to cover here is bath. Okay. So, you see me? Yes. This is a sand bath. What's beautiful about riding in Japan is that it's in the Japanese culture that people take baths in public, in these public places, called sento and onsen. Sento is a public bath. Onsen are basically hot springs, so people can shower and clean themselves there. And it's separate. You see on the right hand side means male and female, so it's not like a mixed thing. Okay, just to let you guys know. And it looks something like this. If you can see, there's little shower heads. So basically, you see there's a little chair. You can't see in the picture, but you basically sit in front of it and you just wash yourself. And these things are everywhere. There's at least one in every city. So almost pretty much every day I had a shower and I was able to clean myself. Is that pretty cool? That's pretty damn cool. And just in case you're wondering, I've never taken a poop in the bush, in the wild. Why? Because that's how the public toilet looks in Japan. This is the public toilet in a McDonald's. It's clean, there's all these buttons on the side, and if you press the button, there could be water squashing up your butt, and there's buttons for music, I don't even know what all these buttons are for, but these are clean toilet yeah, so yes, I think you guys got my point. So yeah, so that's how you tour around Japan on a budget. It's safe and convenient and beautiful, right? You guys liking the pictures? Yeah? Pretty amazing. So, are you guys ready for the 5 live lesson? Yeah. Yay! Alright. So the first lesson. I learned that the only person that can define who I am as a man is me. So as I mentioned before, I was living in Austria with my previous wife, Julia, for 3 years. And before that, we were living in Hong Kong. And after we moved to Austria, we moved there because she has a new job opportunity. When we moved there, she had a job and I didn't have a job. So she was supporting me financially for about 2.5 years. I'm not proud of it, but this is what happened. And during those 2.5 years, I was learning how to make money. And during those 2.5 years, and when I was riding across Japan, I realized that in those 2.5 years, I defined myself as a man by how much money I make and how much money I have in the bank account. So guess how I felt during those 2.5 years? Pretty shitty. Pretty shitty, right? Yes. Now the funny thing is, I invested in a flat in Hong Kong about 5 years ago. I sold it last year, and we made a profit out of it. when the bank transferred the money into my bank account, we instantly became 50, 100 times richer. Okay? But the funny thing is, I didn't feel any better or like a better man or anything like that, because these things are outside of me. So what I learned in Japan is, I'm going to define myself who I am as a man, and I'm going to have to say how I feel about myself. So this is what I learned, the first lesson that I learned in Japan. And we're going to do an exercise right now. You guys ready for an exercise? Yeah? Okay, good. Everybody get up? Alright. So you guys are going to repeat after me, okay? When I say my name, just say your name, okay? I'll say my name is Brian Kwong, you say my name is... Exactly, okay? So, repeat after me, okay? My name is Brian Kwong. Don't say Brian Kwong, okay? Say your name. Okay, let's do it again, okay? My name is Brian Kwong. I'm great. It doesn't matter what you think of me. I know what I think of myself. I am amazing. I am special. I am beautiful. I'm a leader in my life. I make a difference. I matter. I can look at any man or woman in the face and say, I am Brian Kwong. And I'm great. No one can stop me but me. The only person that can ever stand in my way. No. Possibly. The only person that can ever stand in my way is me. And me standing in my way is not an option. No one in the world can stop my greatness. You guys can follow me too. Can stop my greatness. No one in the world can shake my confidence. It doesn't matter what you say about me. It's about how I feel about myself. I love me. Let's do it again. I love me. Oh, really? My name is Brian Kwong. And I'm great. Thank you. So, the only person that has to say about who you are as a man or woman is you. That's what I learned for lesson number 1. Number 2, beware of what you wish for. So, I was riding around Japan and, I was talking to a lot of people, meeting a lot of new friends. Sometimes I feel lonely, but, it's not really that big of a deal. Until I met Mount Fuji. Oh my God, Mount Fuji. She is so beautiful. She is the most beautiful mountain I've ever seen. Oh my God. And when you have something so beautiful, you just want to share with people. You just want to share with people. Doesn't matter who, just somebody, right? So, north of Mount Fuji, there are 5 lakes. There are 5 lakes north of Mount Fuji. There are 5 lakes north of Mount Fuji. And because I have a bike, I get to ride around, explore all the lakes and find the best camping spots. That's pretty cool, huh? So, this one night, I was like, I wish I could share this with somebody. This is so beautiful. So the next day, I was collecting woods to start a campfire. I want to start a campfire. And I thought, I need something to sit on. So So I found this little brick, like a square little brick for one person. I mean, cool, I got my seat. And started collecting more woods. And I came into this like big wood log. It's too big to burn, but it's perfect to sit two people. Then I was like, oh, why do I need that for? You know, it's only myself, but at least it'll look good in the picture, right? So I picked it up, oh, it's quite light. So okay, I'll take it back to my camp. So I knew already when time when the sun, I know exactly what kind of picture I want to take, and this is the exactly picture that I want to take. You know, Mount Fuji's in the back, you can see some of the fire, you know, tent, bike. I knew I wanted to take this picture, but something wasn't right, because I was taking these pictures with a cell timer. Click, 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 and then look back. Okay, well, and then change spot, okay, okay. And then the last picture that I took, click, and I look back. There are two lights moving toward me. I'm like, what is that? I look a little closer. There are two bikes, two people on two bikes with bags on their bikes. I was like, oh my god, they are touring just like me. The first thing that came out of my mouth was, welcome, I knew you guys are coming. I got a seat for you guys. Make yourself at home. So, they even got beer for me. So we cheers, we're like, oh yes, you know. So it was amazing, it was so beautiful. So Philip and Ella got married a year ago. And right after they got married, they start cycling around the world. And on that particular night, they saw my campfire, so they write to check me out what I'm doing. And so after that night, we basically ride to Tokyo together, and we camp together, we cycle to Tokyo together, and then we march into Tokyo like a little bike touring gang. It was so cool. Everybody's like looking, ooh, what's that? You know, 3 bikes, wow. It was so cool. So be careful what you wish for. Be aware of what you wish for, because it may happen. It may take 10 years, like this bike trip that I did, or it may take 1 day, like these 2 beautiful people that showed up in my life. So I invite you to start creating a vision of how you want to live your life, exactly the way you want it. How would you live it? And I invite you to create a vision of a life worth living for you. Once you have that vision, oh, this is my vision. My vision is to do what I love, make a difference to the world and to people, make money online so I can travel to wherever and wherever I want. That's my vision. And once you have that vision, what do you gotta do? You just gotta keep moving, moving, and moving. This is number 3. I'm on number 3 right now. Okay? Let's see. So what happened was, when I was, as I told you guys, I was trying to learn how to make money online while I was in Austria. And I failed many times. I tried this, it didn't work. I tried this, it didn't work. Because I was trying to fit what I learned online to my vision of doing something I love and something I can help people with and something I can make money with. So I failed many times, but I kept trying. Now I'm running this language learning community called the Kwong Challenge, where I help language learners around the world to stay motivated and consistent with their studying, so in 90 days they can have a 15-minute conversation with a native speaker. You know, that's the goal, okay? And we're still building a business. Oh, okay, no. So when I was in Japan, I was already running this community, but I wasn't making any money from it because it was free. I offered it for free to people just to test it, see if people like it. So sorry to look at this scary face. But while I was in Japan, I'm like, okay, I gotta start making some money, you know, fulfill my vision. So finally, I sat down in Fukuoka in Japan. I sat down for 2 days and wrote out a sales page, something to offer to people so people can buy something. If I have nothing to offer, people can't buy anything from me. How am I going to make any money? And so this is how I look before I press that send button to my subscribers. I was very nervous, I was scared because I don't know what people would think of it. I don't know if people will buy. What does it mean about me if people don't buy? Oh, the sales letter is not perfect. Oh, you know, what people going to think about me? You know, all that crazy stuff, you know. Is this valuable? So I was basically scared myself. And that's how I looked before. And that's how I look after. I had 3 customers that signed right away in 5 minutes. I was like McDonald's at that time. This is a picture of me jumping around dancing in McDonald's. You can imagine that. It's pretty crazy. So by that week, end of the week, I made my first $1,000 online. I'm still building a business, and at the same time,
Arigato gozaimasu. Peace, bro.
I just told him goodbye. So, what was I saying? Yes, I'm still building a business, but people are already telling me that I'm changing their lives. So, okay. So my vision. Who?
He looks like the guy that left.
This guy?
Yeah.
The guy that said.
Yeah.
Well, this guy on the left, he's 40-something years old. What's so funny? Oh, the other guy called this. So this guy, in 1998, he visited Japan. In 1998, and when he's going to the airport, he said, "I'm going to come back and live in Japan one day. But I have to learn Japanese first." That was in 1998. Okay, obviously nothing happened for a long time, excuses and things like that, until he stumbled on the At1 challenge. So he did the At1 challenge, the first At1 challenge, and it gave him confidence to start speaking Japanese. And he did the second At1 challenge, the third At1 challenge, and between the second and the third At1 challenge, he quit his job, found a new job in Japan, and now he just moved to Japan like a week ago. So that's what happened, yes. So that's why I said, these are the, basically I was just asking them, you know, what did you get from the At1 challenge? And they're telling me that I changed their life. So my dream, my vision of how the life, my vision of life worth living for me is happening, coming true right in front of my eyes. Okay, lesson number 3. Up, down, up, down, up, down. You guys ride a bicycle before, right? Yeah? So, you guys around any mountains? Hills? Anybody? You guys ever ride up any mountains or hills? Yeah? So what happens is, like, in the beginning, when I start riding uphill, I look like this, climbing up. Ooh, I'm tired, I can't do it, it's too far, it's too hard. And eventually I'll make it up to the top of the hill, right? And what do you think is waiting for me on top of the hill? Downhill. And after the downhill, guess what's waiting in front of me?
Uphill again.
Uphill. And I was like, this is just like life. Downhill, uphill, downhill. And then I start embracing the uphill and not fighting and resisting my uphills. I heard a funny story about a rock and a person. What is the difference between a rock rolling down the mountain and a person rolling down the mountain? What do you think the difference is between a rock and a person? Anybody? The person what? What was that? Let's just say they're rolling down all the way down the hill. What is the difference between a person rolling all the way down the hill and a rock rolling all the way down the hill? What's the difference?
The sound?
Okay. The sound, but not that. Yes. Yes. The only difference is the person. Yes, go on.
Maybe a person can go up and the rock can't.
No. So we're going all the way down. So the only difference between a person rolling all the way down the hill and a rock rolling all the way down the hill is the person who scream and shout and bitch all the way down. That's the only difference. So instead of moaning, bitching, whining, going up and doing the work, embrace. Learn how to embrace. Be grateful for what's in front of you. Embrace it. Learn from it. And just keep going. So, it's not supposed to be like this, but So number 4. So when I got to the Osaka castle, oh actually no, is it number 5? Wait, this could be number 5 already. Yeah, okay. So when I got to Osaka castle, I sat on the edge of the castle wall. It was quite high, looking down like that. Yeah, it's pretty scary. But then this thought came in my head. Life living on the edge is a life worth living. What do I mean by on the edge? What I mean by on the edge is on the edge of your comfort zone. If you think back in your life, whatever is worth doing for you is usually wasn't very comfortable. It wasn't guaranteed. It takes work and it takes time. So just like this bike trip, I had to learn everything from anew. It's sometimes not comfortable, sometimes hard, but I got so much out of it. The flip side of that is I got so much out of it because I was living on the edge. Oh my God. Oh. Ladies. So life living on the edge is totally worth it. And so I invite you to start creating a vision of how you want to live. I mean, not how you want to live, a life that's worth living for you, and live life on the edge. Thank you. Before I go on the Q&A, I'm building this new website called A Journey Worthwhile. Basically, the whole goal, my vision is to inspire people to take action to create a life that's worth living for them. And you can see this logo is from the main picture that you guys saw. So if you guys want to get more stories, and I'm also making a documentary about this trip, and you guys can go to bit.ly/AJ-worthwhile, and then you can sign up, and once it's ready, I can send you guys the stuff and let you guys know it's ready. And I also got some cool stickers here, if you guys like. Yes. Alright, so, quick Q&A. Questions? Any questions? Yes?
How much money did you spend? And did you make a plan and where did you going of your ride?
I did not make a plan. I just basically, I wasn't living on the budget. I was just kind of going. I didn't make a budget. I don't know how much I spent. Too much, probably. Definitely too much. And basically, I was just riding, and when I feel like going to a hotel, I go to a hotel. When I want to eat food, I didn't live on a budget, but I know how to do it on a budget because there are times that I don't want to spend money, then I just don't spend money. So I didn't plan. But I covered the living costs, but there's zero if you camp the whole time. Transportation, if you ride a bike, if you don't go on ferries to try to go to an island, like I went to Okinawa, so I need to take the ferry to the island. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, right? So transportation, you just gotta get yourself there, right? And food, I already $5 or $3 a day for one meal. So you can just do the math, and of course there's no entertainment in this budget on budget thing. So, but I recommend so you can save some money and then go from there. Did that answer your question? I didn't make a plan, but you can from this you can kind of guess of how much it will cost, depending on how long you stayed. You stayed for 2 days. Well, for me, I knew my visa is 3 months, so I had to get out in 3 months. Okay, so 3 months is a long time, and I knew I can stay there for 3 months. I have enough money to stay for 3 months. Okay, and don't worry about the food. As I said, the convenience store and local supermarket are everywhere. You can't miss it. If you're riding on like the roads, like the main roads, you can't miss it. And those are the prices that I saw. Actually, a picture that I took. So those are the costs that it will cost you if you eat, if you want to eat this way, which is really good. Actually, I actually really enjoy eating those sushi.
Not going on the road and go to forest, you get lost. You have no idea when will you go back to a road, or where is the road. You can stay in that area.
So what I recommend you do, if you have a smartphone, if you have a smartphone, if you don't have a smartphone, it's okay. You can just use physical map. The roads in Japan are really good. It's not like Serbia. Well, Serbia is not bad either, but
Yeah, it's bad.
the road in Japan is really good. And if you don't go deep in the forest, and as long as you have a smartphone, you download the offline map on the smartphone. As long as you have that, you have no problem.
Battery deal with battery.
So how to do with battery is that there are McDonald's everywhere, or convenience store. You can even charge your battery in convenience store, McDonald's, Starbucks. So what? What's this? What is this thing?
You plug your phone here and you got one charge.
And you also have that. Yeah, I also have that too. Like extra battery, carry extra battery for you. So there are McDonald's every corner. If you're on the main street, there's everywhere. They're everywhere. So that's how I charge.
Now that you've finished the trip, you can pick like 3 things perhaps that you would do differently, you would do it again. In terms of your experience or finances or anything, what would be something you would do differently? If anything?
Not actually. No. I didn't have planned.
Well, how about
Actually.
like catering? How about recently, like planning to do the exact same trip in Japan?
It really depends on how much money you have and how long your trip is. Because I have, I'm not really on the budget, and also 3 months. I have 3 months. So it's quite very flexible. So basically, I didn't plan anything. I just know that I have to be in Tokyo to fly out in 3 months. So I just basically ride, and if I want to stop in one place, for example, with the beautiful camping spot by Fuji, I was like, wow, this is beautiful. I'm going to camp here for 2 nights. And then went to another lake, I'm going to camp here for 2 nights. And if I went to a city I don't like it, I leave. That's pretty much the plan that I have. And I ask people and talk to people. Yes?
So, did you have any scary experiences in the months of camping in the park?
Yes.
I mean, you said it's very safe,
Yeah.
but I can't imagine being
Well, you can't stay there for 2-3 months. The same park and same location. No. I only got in trouble 2 times with camping in the parks. The first time is that I got to this park, and it's like in the middle is like flat, like green, beautiful grass, and there's all these trees around it. It's so beautiful in the middle. I couldn't resist camping in the middle. So in the morning at 6 a.m., somebody go like, "Sumimasen, sumimasen," in the most apologetic, nice way to say, "Get the hell out of here." That's one time. The second time was, it was pouring rain, right? And it was raining so hard. I thought, I gotta, find some place to set up my camp. So the closest place where there's something that can block the rain was right in front of a mall. So I set up my tent, camped right in front of the mall at 5 o'clock in the morning. Sumimasen. So those are the only 2 times that somebody stopped me. If you follow what I suggested, don't camp anywhere that's too obvious. You go at night, you get up, you leave early in the morning. Nobody's gonna bother you. Now, the dangerous part was I think the scariest thing is in tunnels, and there's very little room, and there are big ass trucks going down, coming up this way, and that's the most dangerous part. Ninja? I wouldn't be able to hear them if they're ninjas, okay? No. There are people, maybe one or two people, maybe one time somebody's like training in the park, like he's like running left and right. That's all. That's it. Yes?
After this trip, what's your opinion of traveling alone versus traveling with one or two more people?
Traveling with somebody is always good, but as I said, I think quality time for yourself is very important. So what I would do is I would do part of the trip by myself and part of the trip meet up somewhere and then do it together with other friends. That's what I would do.
If you try to couch surf when you were there.
I didn't couch surf at all because, in my opinion, couch surfing don't work for guys. Only work for pretty girls.
Thank you.
That's what I because if there are like 20 requests and you requested and I requested, do you think they would pick me over you? I don't think so. So I actually tried couch surfing in different countries. I sent out maybe like 30 requests, all no, so the time that I spent in it was not worth it. Maybe you can try. Maybe you can try yourself. You can try. I'm also you can also try cold shower or warm shower. Warm shower. It's kind of like couch surfing, but just for cyclists. I haven't tried it yet either, but yeah. Yes.
We found like 21 or 22 posts in 30 days in Europe.
Good for you.
2 guys.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's possible. I just didn't do it. It's just too much work. Yes?
Yes, I understood those experiences you mentioned, Kako and that camping experience were your worst moments.
No, camping was there. We did not have any camping bad things. The only worst part is just the time. That's all.
What travel with you, like, what is the single worst
Single worst moment. I guess the single worst moment was I was pretty stupid. I was going downhill at night without a light on. And then so I basically, there's like a curve and then there's something that was sticking, I couldn't see it. I hit it and I flip over, but I'm like a ninja. I landed on 2 feet and that's the worst experience. That's the worst thing that happened. The best, oh my god. I mean, you guys look at the pictures, it's amazing, but just imagine you're there. So, if you ask me to pick one, it has to be camping next to Mount Fuji. With the bonfire, with the fire. It's the most beautiful I've ever seen. That's amazing. Hey, any other question?
Cry?
Did I cry? I did cry. During the trip, as I said, I was reflecting, inquiring if I made the right choice to separate with Julia. So when you're with somebody for 8 years and you don't see somebody for like 3 months, all you think about is the good things, the amazing things about the relationship. So when I was in the trip, I was like, oh man, I wish she's here. And then so I called her. Basically, I called her. And I asked her if she wanted to try it out and give it a try to get back together. I was crying in the call. I actually have a video of that. It's in the documentary. Watch the documentary. Yeah, so I cried. But after I talked to her, all the things that didn't work shows up. So if you know what I mean, so. It's better for us. So, but it's beautiful that I actually took action and made that call because I don't wonder anymore. Should I try to get back together? That's out of the question. So after that call, I was like free. I can move on. So that's what happened. Cool. Any other question? Maybe I planned some other trip. Next year. Right now, I just started making money with the Advent Challenge, and I want to continue to build it. And I've been traveling way too much for the last 10 months. So the next 3 months, I'm going to stay in one place, probably like Thailand or Taipei, just to build the business. But I'm looking in, I don't know. Do you have any ideas? I don't know. Philip and Ella said that they want to tour in Africa. So if they invite me, I would probably go. I probably give this a probably go. Depends on where I am. Then we'll go and see. So that's it. Yeah. Why? What?
They have a more wedding. It's the couple and the married couple.
Yes.
And they cannot be alone with each other.
They cannot be
You
alone.
bring happiness into your wedding.
Of course, I bring happiness to people. Come on. Yes.
What's the perfect distance to cycle per day on a trip like this for you?
It's up to you. It's up to you how much stuff you're carrying and how much shape, how bad shape you're, how good shape you're in, and if you're hurrying to a destination. For me, it's no point of me going from bottom to top and say I cycle all of Japan. For me, it's about the experience. For me, it's about experience Japan. So basically, I'm just going as comfortable as I could. And the most that I did was 100 kilometers a day. But I'll do that maybe 2 days in a row, and I'll stop. I'll just rest, do nothing for like 3 days, something like that. Yeah. So it's up to you. Depends on time and money and stuff like that. Yes? Any question? Yes?
Did you basically camp every day, or did you stay in other places?
It depends on how I feel. It depends on where I am, and depends on. I didn't camp every day, but I camp whenever I want. For example, if there's a beautiful spot, of course I'm gonna camp. I love camping. It's so much fun. It's awesome. But sometimes you just want to sleep in the bed, right? So then I go to a hotel or a traditional Japanese hotel. It's really awesome. Cool. Any other questions? All right. Before we go, can we take like a selfie? You guys come? Can you guys get up and come? The audience, yeah, come.
All right.
My hair.